Number one thing, this is going to make a lot of people really upset, sleeping pills.
Why are they so bad?
They've been linked to death over and over and over again. I include Ambien, Lucenta, and Restoril. And the interesting thing about this is there are natural protocols. We talk about them. We have them available on our website at my office. Natural things that you can take for sleeping pills that work just as well without side effects. We have a really good sleep aid that has all kinds of natural herbs in it that works phenomenally well. And plus, you can always take sublingual or sustained release melatonin. Those are very, very good products. They help you to sleep. You get a good night's sleep. You get a good night rest. And you don't have to take these drugs that can make you start driving your car in the middle of the night and get into an accident. You don't need to do these things. But it's funny. I talk about sleeping pills and how they kill, and we've got that on one of our on my website. And what's interesting about that is that's like the #1 viewed thing we have on the website is sleeping pills, because there are literally tens of millions of people taking these drugs.
It's really scary.
That's right. Number 2 drug, number to take. Don't take cholesterol-lowering medication. Don't do it. They've never been proven to do anything. They don't do anything. They're these statin drugs. They cause your heart to become deficient in coenzyme Q10. And see, the problem is, I'm not trying to sell you a drug for cholesterol. I'm telling you, if your cholesterol is between 200 and 300, it's fine. It doesn't have to be under 200. Under 200, all disease rates go through the roof, including cancer. All cholesterol drugs, every single one of them, one of the side effects is cancer. You don't need to do that. And plus, if you lower your cholesterol too low, you can't produce testosterone. You can't produce testosterone, you stop acting like a man. And on top of that, you want to stop acting like a man, why don't you just drink some soy? We talked about that too. That's a female hormone product. Then you can really start acting like a girl. This is ridiculous that we're telling people that the cholesterol is bad. It's not bad. You've got to have it for hormone function in your body. Your entire endocrine system can't function properly without sufficient quantities of cholesterol. If your cholesterol is between 200 and 300, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of other researchers, you don't need to lower it.
Now, that's higher.
Let's say you're at 400 or 500.
Okay, whatever.
That's bad.
Okay.
That's real bad.
Then
you don't want that. Okay.
How do you
Number
lower it?
one, it's going to be so simple. Number one, you've got to start drinking more purified water. You don't drink it with chlorine. You don't drink it with fluoride. We've talked about that. The fluoride and the chlorine in the water, not only does it cause Alzheimer's disease, it's an endocrine disruptor. It messes up the thyroid. The thyroid thinks that it's absorbing iodine. It starts absorbing fluoride and chlorine, and it messes up the thyroid. Now, one of the most widely used thyroid drugs for hypothyroidism has now been proven. It's been shown in the recent study to cause leukemia, for heaven's sakes. And it goes on and on and on and on, and to nauseum with these drugs that are causing all of these diseases. It's complete and total nonsense. Number three, blood pressure drugs. There's natural foods you can take that lower blood pressure. You got to drink the purified water, no chlorine, no fluoride. Make sure don't buy water at the grocery store in plastic. That's really important because it probably contains bisphenol A, which is BPA. What you can do, you get a BPA non-free container. If you don't, we have a really good distiller on our website. You can go look at that, okay? Number 2, you got to be taking vitamin E because it's a blood thinner. Very, very important. At least 1,600 IUs of vitamin E a day if you're a man. You've got to be taking a really good fish oil product. And don't believe all the nonsensical studies that are saying that fish oil is not good for you. Complete and total lies, okay? Use the fish oil because fish oil also thins the blood. We've got a really good fish oil product that's phenomenal.
And you can eat eggs.
And you can eat eggs. The last Olympics, this is interesting. There were in the 2012 Olympics, there were all kinds of athletes walking around drinking a red beverage. And when they finally asked them what they were doing, they were drinking fresh beet juice, which tastes awful, okay? And now, why were they doing that? Because it massively increases O2, VO2 max, increases oxygen levels, and it massively lowers blood pressure. I was at the doctor's office the other day getting some EDTA intravenously, and that's the stuff to get rid of the aluminum and all the junk in the brain that you breathe, that you're having to breathe now. And what happened is they took my blood pressure. You know, I'm laying there, and it's like a 5-minute chelation thing. And I said, how's my blood pressure? They said, we don't even know what to tell you. It's 105/65. You're 57 years old and you don't take any meds. I said, no. Nope. I said, because I practice what I preach. What you got to do is you got to decrease the friction in the bloodstream. You got to make the blood slipperier, okay? You got to drink more water because you got to make the blood thinner. Remember, the primary constituent of blood is water. And when you don't get enough water and you're dehydrated, your blood gets too thick. It turns real sludgy. Arthritis drugs, okay? There's a natural herb that we found. It's in our GHI cleanse that has been shown to massively reduce inflation. Inflation. My God, I wish we could reduce inflation. Inflammation. Okay, and it's amazing. For instance, Sharon a few years ago was pulling weeds.
I mean, aggressively. I'm going to get all those weeds.
Well, we had a yard guy that quit on us that was working for us, and so she ran out there and started pulling weeds
all day long. So my hands, I couldn't move my hands.
And then all of a sudden her hands swelled up. And she found the natural herb, again, it's in the GHI cleanse, that totally eliminated her swelling fingers and stopped
And
all
the
the
pain. The pain.
Snap. Number 6, diabetes drugs. So many of the diabetes drugs are now being linked to pancreatic cancer. The diabetes drugs are being linked to kidney failure. The diabetes drugs are being linked to liver failure. I mean, it's so funny, and it's not funny. God, I can't mention any names. A good friend of mine years ago came to me and said, I've got kidney problems. And I said, why do you have kidney problems? I don't know. I said, what prescription drugs are you taking? So he pulled the list out. And like 3 of the drugs that he was taking for diabetes caused kidney damage. Now his kidneys are so messed up, Pastor, that he called me this week. He didn't know what to do. And he said, they want to bring me in for dialysis. I don't know what to do. My kidneys have almost completely failed. And the sad part about it is the drugs are causing it. Iatrogenic diseases, we talked about at the beginning of the show. 100,000 people die every year because of drugs. If you can stay off of drugs, you're better off. There's all kinds of, God gave us natural things on the planet to heal us. And your lifestyle is so critically important. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you're 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, you feel absolutely awful, how bad does it get before you start making healthier choices? Number 7 are chemotherapy drugs. That's the number 7. That's unbelievably poisonous. And they're so poisonous that they can't really show statistically where you live longer taking the chemotherapy drugs in some cases than you do not taking the drugs. There's all kinds of natural things that you can do to start with before you get the cancer, including increasing the amount of antioxidants, the A, D, E, C, and selenium
And
in your
they say
diet.
especially C is really.
That's right. C is very, very critical. I could do a whole show on that, on vitamin C, and what Linus Pauling discovered with vitamin C in cancer. The craziest thing is that they've now, this is nuts, the manufacturers who are producing intravenous vitamin C, you can't get it anymore. You have to have it through a compound pharmacy anymore. It's been banned by the Food and Drug Administration. It's just complete nonsense. You can't get vitamin C intravenous anymore unless it's done by a compounding pharmacy. And little by little by little, we're having our rights taken away as far as using natural alternatives to treat disease.